Hello and welcome back to my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in this episode I'll be getting close to the end of the post-game and the playthrough by continuing the post-game. There are 13 quests left, and of course there are a few duties as well, but what is going to happen is if I finish the post-game with any of the duties unfinished, I'm just gonna have to move on, because I can't just stream by just standing here for half an hour while I wait to load in. I'm hoping I can at least get these 3 done, and then the 12 Alexander Savage raids. Completely fine if I don't do those, but I'm hoping to do Nidhogg and the 2 left of the Warring Triad, but if not, then perfectly fine. I've at least done them all once, but of course time is running out. Anyway, yeah, the Resistance, damned if I know. It's not as if I'd be any use to them. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you, but I'm too old for the masked bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. Hello Scott, how are you? Hope you're good. Let me guess, come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than the few Dons to pledge themselves to the cause. And little wonder, the Germans, what am I saying? The Guardians won't stop until we're all under the yoke. I'm good. I see you there, going around asking questions, looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're talk a little Alamigo these days. Folk wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Guardians, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face, what with all the scars. Others reckon he's been marked for death by the Empire, and that they'd send a bloody legion if they knew he was there. Your guess is as good as mine. I suppose I should ask what you learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks, yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of Alamegan liberation is unrivaled, but can but hope their revolutionary fervour is never channelled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments, we yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions, and mayhap enlist his help while I am about it. Given that you and Gunderbold are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Much as it pleases me to see you again, Aramir, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin I know of him, as do we all. He and his master have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was suspicion at first given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. The music might be similar. Of course, with Final Fantasy XIV, they like using elements of the other games, and of course there's loads of bosses and characters across the different FFs. So it might be slightly similar. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished, but I have not forgotten Wilrod. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Khan. Go and see him with your own eyes, weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis a bit of pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I shall stay behind and wait for him. The sunken temple of Khan. Is it a main story dungeon or a side dungeon? I don't remember, I did them all ages ago now, so... God. Wait, The chocobo couldn't go any higher. Fantastic, that's fine. Oh no, this was definitely an optional dungeon. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin,
I mean, it sounds like it could be
blind
Warwick,
eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them, our own flesh and blood, to labour till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains. We abandoned them, the brave and true, to fight and die for their country, or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight. They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us, and they have murdered us, but no more. Blood demands blood, and the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you. For we have a power within us, my friends, a power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it, and together we shall see the Alamigan standard raised over the mountains of Gia Albania once more.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that. Wait, is that...
It's Ida and Papalimo.
What are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
So we've found everyone now.
Well, this is quite the surprise.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
So we've got Ishtola, Thancred, Ida and Papalimo now. Whose Minfilia we found with Hydelin. Well, it's going to express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. And you, though it was pretty obvious you and Aramir would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and as distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believe that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? What have I got hiccups for? Repaying a favour. After the banquet we had no choice but to flee Uldar, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some friends from the Resistance. That's right, they smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with the operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Roban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact, but haven't long since discarded our link pearls as a precautionary measure. Our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumour that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It's well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. So it would not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man, who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It's hard to know what will make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. Well, it's not as if I'm making all of you wear one, and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the... for all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it, but tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never entertain such a ridiculous plan. But the Griffin, well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would or would not do. What I can say, however, is that the speech we heard today was not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made such claims of late. I confess, I had assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they are alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together. If anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed, that is, assuming you'll have us. Of course we will. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his role as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were the one of the Griffin's closest associates, and while he may not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plan in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates, however, he is wary of outsiders. He will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as followed. You and Alpha Noble pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words, and take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements, and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain in the charade. Until we have him cornered, at least. Here, this should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Talabot, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough, thank you. And with that, Aramir, let us be off. Yeah. Let's go. Now you want to buy what? I know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well, you're the ones with the gear, and as soon as you're friends with Papalimo, there, tunic and slops for the both of you. There we are. Cloths make the man, as they say. Right, then. I will go and change and see you at the spot Papalimo marks in our maps. It's annoying going through it all the way around. Well, look at us, a pair of downhill adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. Now we play the waiting game. It's got a fucking giant axe.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made
Alfredo
quite an
knows how
impression
to
on
do
my
it,
friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Get fucked.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals. You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
Do you actually believe
You've
that?
got to be joking. Have you gone completely mad? When people find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honourable heroes.
The real Griffin's going to be Wilred, because he's disappeared
It's
for a
because the
while.
likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Emulger?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their god. Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the warrior of light? Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave man can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed.
Oh.
But that was a lifetime ago.
I see. That was like level 20
On behalf
quest.
of my brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none. Courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
But you got to do it in the right way, my friend. Not fucking summoning a primal.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Coromil, he said, do you remember? Forgive me. You cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together, Aramir. We must find and secure those crystals. There is no time for looking back. If we take the Griffin's double at his word, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zaharak, ready to be put to use by the Emulger. We must apprise Alizé of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. Let me get out of this shit now. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you should share your latest findings. You mean to tell me that while we were worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Papalimo were here all along? Well, Ishtola will be relieved, and also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Emulger. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zaharak without delay. Agreed. If there is naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. And so they go forth in accordance with the Griffin's plan. It's one of the Warriors of Darkness again. The players gather to assume their marks on a stage wreathed in flame. Ere long, The curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am author, God's forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, save to stand at the ready and pray that the chance is seized, for never shall we know its like again. Oh, we need to turn this off, so we can do this. I confess I suspected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions, not until we have braved the bowl of embers. The bowl of embers, sorry. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal.
This isn't right. The Emulger would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
It's all very suspicious.
Not willingly, no.
It's the Warriors of Darkness again.
Ah, the saviours of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12. Will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos. One
You ain't got the
life
gall, mate.
for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
That was a barbarian.
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Oh wow.
Carbuncle!
Flamebow.
Defend me!
Good old Carbuncle.
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Well, that's a low blow, isn't it?
Alizé!
Hello, Chad. To be fair, you just missed the build up to this, so it's fine. Didn't really miss too much. Just a few cutscenes, but now we've got the big cutscenes.
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was.
Or was this going to turn into some fucking...
My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere.
Ooh. She is an astrologian. Kind of. I don't know. Well, I mean, Alphino's an astrologian. That is an astrologian's book. But... Oh, I see. Oh. Sword. She has a familiar sword instead of a familiar carbuncle.
If you would dare to stand against us, to destroy all that we hold dear, then you shall die by my sword.
Ooh. Was this 4v6? I rate my chances. Yeah, let's do, you pricks. So there's not much left now. So once the post game is done, the playthrough will be done. I said the duties will be like I'm not getting into the duties, so it'll make it too annoying. Knight of Darkness, Magus of Darkness, Ranger of Darkness, Devote of Darkness, and Warrior of Darkness. So this is FF3. You don't really get a Devout. or a Magus, really, in any others. Of course, Devout and Magus are the
You shall fall soon enough.
fucked up version of Black Mage and White Mage in FF3 that you get in the Ancient Maze before the Crystal Tower. Well, technically you get them in the World of Darkness, Eureka. It depends on the version. Oh, brilliant. They can call upon the power of the Echo as well, can they? Who the fuck is healing? Is it the Vote? Where's the Devout? No, I have to keep on healing. Oh, Jesus, can't escape. Right, I need to get rid of the Devout after this. It's being a prick. Alpha, no, I need healing. Oh, what the Devout? Oh, fucking God. So it's interesting they can call upon the power of the Echo as well, so they're gifted. Like Aramin. Who next to Knight, maybe? Yeah, because there's this link. Oh, yeah, here we fucking go. Oh God. It ends now.
What?
The chains!
Oh.
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
So for us,
Mine
he covered the top half of his
master
face,
Alphino,
and the bottom half was
brightest
covered for
light
this one.
might shine.
Pog.
Duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
To be fair, they made it obvious anyway, and of course Alize clocked on, but you saw Oriange speaking to Elidibus anyway. So you already knew he was consorting with the villains, but here we are.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us.
Well, that's what she initially
I
thought.
expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady.
It's alright, Scott. FF14, there's a lot to unpack any point you watch it. Oh, do we actually get to see him fight for the first time?
By thy leave.
Is he an astrologian as well?
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop!
5v5, let's go.
Understood.
Oh God.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together we can defeat them. Ready! They come!
Oh, here we go. Oh, of course you're fucking invulnerable. Let's get rid of the Devout. To be fair, Devouts are pretty broken in FF3, so Alize gets her ether and the Maid of Darkness is getting her ether, but it's off. You feel the ether welling up within you. It's off, Devout. It's off. Go to the Ranger next. To be fair, Ranger isn't in FF3, but I'm actually trying to think now. Magus and Devout. Well, I mean, Magus is in others, but Devout, not really. There we are, so we just have to stall as much as possible. Get rid of the Devout and wait. Well, yeah, I can very easily tell why this is like the best MMO of all time, because it's just such a fucking good game. Right, the Ranger's turn now. Good night. Piss off your bell end. Right, let's defeat him before I do anything else. He's also the one channeling the ether to the Magus as well. Should you defeat 3, that's when you get that. There we are. So it's just my power of the Echo versus these 5's power of the Echo. So it feels it's just an unending battle as long as this is going on. Always get angry. Oh, yeah, that's one of the abilities I have. Well, I mean, he's going to be the same class to Warrior of Darkness, so it makes sense. Because he's locked onto me, I just need to defeat this prick and then I can go channel my ether. Oh, you prick. I'll lose this fight if he's not going to leave me alone. Right, good. See, and that's why I was doing that, because I can have him wait. There we are. Right, finally. I think it's tricky because you can only do it when thinking oh god, insta kill.
Not like this.
Pog. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. So it was also obvious that it was him as well because he was speaking quite poetic. Of course, Oriengiers like that. Who will?
Alize, are you hurt?
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
So she hasn't been seen for much of the game, but she made herself powerful
And
in the
there you have
meantime.
it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt plains with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
We found a way to kill you.
Wait!
Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
At long last, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders, and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence.
I can hear what sounds like an FF9 theme in the background, the one that goes duh, 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 duh. That's like what, Clara? Yeah, it sounds like it in the background.
We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
They're not bad people, they just, there's a clash of interest.
No matter how many times we fall, we must arise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
So this is a nice callback to Final Fantasy 1 and 3. But of course, Final Fantasy 1, each of the Warriors of Light carried a crystal on them. So that's how everyone knew they were the chosen ones to dispel chaos. And then FF3, the 4 orphans got chosen by the Wind Crystal, or the Crystal of Light.
To have known the depths of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
I have 6, mate. What do you mean? Yeah. I'll have the blue one. Well, that makes 6. Ah, so that's why he was working on both sides, because he knew the conflict of interests. There we are. Oh, so, is this the dark crystal now? Oh, so they're seeing the light side and we're seeing the dark side.
What is this place?
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From 2 worlds do we gather, and from 2 worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Oh, we get to see Minfilia at least one more time.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
It's Minfilia.
Minfilia.
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
So yeah, as this supports the theory that they created in FF3, where it's not just darkness that can engulf a world. Through too much darkness, too much light can also engulf a world. So that's what's happened to the Warriors of Darkness's world. They have too much light pouring through. So this is going to balance out the light and darkness. It's quite a cool theory that they created for the early games.
You deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer.
Why are you fucking it up for yourself? She's practically a goddess at this point. Why would you even try and do that?
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiac's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, She has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light.
So what Hydaelyn's trying to say is there's been too many worlds that have fallen to darkness, so she doesn't want the same happening for light.
Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Hydaelyn had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength long sought.
Of course, out of Aramir and Minfilia, she was
Ascians,
connected to Hydaelyn more.
I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves, the first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away.
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin, though it were not mine to spend.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
Oh, poor Thancred.
My
He likes
dearest
Minfilia.
Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Hydaelyn's side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers.
Well, that's what we use against
Thus
the
do I
Ascians.
entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path, that you may never have need of it.
That's Louis Soir's staff.
Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servant of Hydaelyn. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home.
So we've helped them, in the end, save their world.
We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
Well, at least they realised their mistake. That shows humanity and good character development. But of course, Minfilia's going to send them off to the live stream, because they're already dead, of course, technically.
It is a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor.
That's one of my favourite parts of the game, those collections of cutscenes. But there's Flamin. She doesn't know yet, I don't think. Unless she's figured out about Minfilia.
Thank you, Louis, for everything.
And yeah, now she knows. So now Minfilia is definitely gone, but of course she's become the servant of Hydaelyn, so... We've still got Ida, Papalymo, Thancred and Ishtola out of the Scions, and of course Alphinaud and Alisaie. But of course I was talking about the original group of 5 of A Realm Reborn, because Alphinaud kind of did his own stuff throughout most of A Realm Reborn, but as soon as it hit the post-game of A Realm Reborn, that's when you got more stuff. Anyway, that was a chunky quest. Very good one, though. It would seem we are in southern Fanalan again. Minfilia's doing, no doubt. May the 12 speed her on her way, and the Warriors of Darkness too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the first, would they not? But mayhap this was their wish. Maybe so, and I need to turn the duties back on. Forgive me, my thoughts were elsewhere, and this when I know full well that there is yet work to be done. The crystals. Leave them to me. I will go back to Zaharak and secure them. The Emulsia will be in disarray after the thrashing the Warriors of Darkness gave them. They are not like to notice a lone bard skulking about. But Thancred, you don't have to do this, I know, but I want to. I will see you at the Rising Stones. I should go and find Ida and Papalymo. They must have finished searching the masked camp by now. Not that that matters anymore. You must be tired, Aramir. I know I am. If thou would permit me, my lady, I would ask a question. When didst thou become aware of mine independent pursuits? When I saw you meeting with that Warrior of Darkness and the Ashen in white at the Great Library. I tried not to think the worst. You've never been one to confide in others, so I knew that even were your intentions pure, you would not share your plans with us until you felt the time was right. But I cannot deny that a part of me feared you had simply betrayed us. Would that there had been another way, know that I took no pleasure in deceiving thee, and that these sins will forever weigh heavy on my heart. I understand why you did what you did, that you but sought to achieve the greatest good while inflicting the least harm. Not many would have the courage to make that choice. But even knowing what came of your actions, I find that I cannot condone them. I'm sorry. Aramir, forgive me, but I believe the events of the day have taken their toll on me. I should like to take a rest for a while. If thou wilt grant me leave, I would gladly escort thee into a refuge of thine own choosing. Once my lady hath regained her strength, we shall join thee at the Rising Stones. Until then, Warrior of Light. So yeah, the Warriors of Darkness realised that entrusting in the dark didn't really work. The extreme fight with none other than Sephiroth again. Yay! This is like attempt number 5 where you get Mardi DPS. And that Toto O'Ram better not be a fucking person in this time. I just want to actually do this. To be fair, if this takes the full hour, I've been streaming for 1 hour and 1, so perfect point to leave off the story. There's 10 quests left. We did 3 today. That one took like 40 minutes. So I don't want to rush the end. I'd rather I got into these first. I don't know why I'm even watching the cutscenes. Literally no point. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. No, I don't think you understand, Scott. This is the hardest fight I've seen in this game. Oh shit! I forgot to put it party. Like, Scott, this fight is so specific with your positioning. I don't know who else was in it, but 6 people left. God knows who. And there's a very specific thing you have to do in the final phase, Scott, and it's very fucking annoying to do. But people don't have the patience to just wait and let people learn. I now know how to do this fight, especially the second half of it. So all I'm going to basically say to you, Scott, is in the final phase there's 2 colours, and you have to do actions specific to your colour, and it's very fucking annoying. You got to do it so specifically. And now I'm going to ask the other. What tank he wants to be. Oh. So, I mean, I could explain it to you, Scott, if you want, while we wait for one more person. But first phase, the other one's going to be the main tank, so he's going to be attacking Sephiroth. Sephiroth's going to be attacking him. I do not provoke. I basically stick with the 2 healers. On the right. And then the main tank goes off to the left with the DPS eventually, and then... yeah, I mean, I can explain, but you'll see it's fucking difficult, but yeah. To do a dance, we do the Mandeville dance. Yeah, fuck it, I love the Mandeville dance. It's beautiful. Right, there we go. So I can't attack first, because that means Sephiroth will attack me, so what the fuck? The DPS has just rushed in. Right, so, as you can see, Scott, I mean, Richard's seen this enough at this point. He's going to be doing that. I'm going to stick to the right. And then I have to basically keep an eye and follow the healers, because I need to soak up damage instead of them, basically. You'll see. So I stick with the healers here. I'll take their damage, help soak it up. Time to tank. And then we have to draw into the middle here. Where's it? Hang on, Seraph. Right there. Healers here. So as the main tank, he has to basically keep Sephiroth in the middle, so it makes it easier to deal with him. I'm just going to be soaking shit up for the rest. And then green go behind him without overlapping. Make it to phase 2, it doesn't really matter too much about well, he's doing a tank buster. Fuck. He's dead. Now I provoke. Now I have to take over, because that tank buster is fucking awful. I just need to get shit. Fuck. Ow. Fuck. Close to the end of first phase though. That was a good attempt. Usually you get Mardy pricks, and they always tend to be healers as well. That are like, oh well, people clearly don't know what they're doing on this fight, and then they vote abandon, and then it gets abandoned. So we need to get rid of that Genma. They've just decided to fuck off. Alright, yeah, no, it's offline, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, well, oh, wait, let me get into it. But he wants it auto-fill because the amount of times I've fucking typed orange and green doing this fight. There we go. There we go. Look at that. I'll stick with healers. It makes it easier, to be fair, because I can find them easier. See, I know what to do. I just have to put it into practice. But it's very difficult. doing something like that, I believe. That's what I believe. Just get them wrong. And da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Well, at least our thing isn't too bad. Second part will be RNG because we only have 3. Time to do the Mandeville dance again. God, this fight, no one fucking ever wants to give this shit a chance. The thing is, you could do party finder, so someone would have got into this fight and been like, nope, because no one wants to do this fight. It's too hard. But you know. For anyone who doesn't know that's watching, OT means off tank, so I'm going to be the off tank that sticks with the healers, takes the debuffs, takes the damage to soak up so that the healers take minimal damage as possible. The main tank, so Vikla in this case, is the one that's going to be sticking with Sephiroth most of the time. So at the start he's just going to soak up all damage, and when those green orbs happen and then Sephiroth targets 1 DPS and 1 healer, I stick with the healers, I take the jump attack, the other tank takes the target of the DPS, soaks up the damage there, and then once that's done, him as the main tank draws Sephiroth back in the middle, and we just continue doing attacks. Then when you get to the second phase, the ads, which are the enemies, easy. Then the second Sephiroth part starts, and then it gets ugly. I just wanted to explain, because just fill in the gaps between all this bollocks. There's not really too much that needs to happen yet. Once he brings out the tank buster, that completely fucks us up. Right, the orbs have dropped. Let's go over here, don't we? Right, so I need to stick with the healers. There we go. And then the other tank sticks there and soaks that up, and there we go. And now, as the main tank, he needs to get him back into the middle. There we are. And as an off tank, I stick with the healers. The markers are actually so helpful, because when it's a clusterfuck, you can tell much easier where everyone is. I think the green circles are going to happen soon as well. Let's get to the front. Oh, I'm without a thingy. But... ow. Right, good. Phase 1 done. Not too badly, but there's vulnerability levels we just need to get down. Oh, yeah. Shit. Jeez. I mean, if it's first time, he's not going to know about orange. Right, I've got to type, if I'm orange I'll take right tower and then they'll understand. Right, hurry up. If I'm orange, I'll take right tower. See, I've already typed it out. So yeah, when you see the floor flash, if I'm orange, I'll take the right tower and move away from drop. It's the DMC song, as you said, Richard. Right, what debuff are we getting? If I'm orange, I'm taking the tower, the right tower. I'm green, so I take Tevez North. Get ready to take the Tevez. So those Tevez basically remove it from those with the orange debuff. We need orange to soak up those towers. We need these lot to get back up. What the fuck's happened there? Not bad. No, fuck's sake, why is it all the fucking time? Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Why does no one have the patience to just fucking do it? We had to, like, so much waiting time there. Like, what, that was that was a 17-minute attempt. About fucking 15 minutes of that was just waiting. I don't get why people do that. Just... Fuck me. That was actually a good attempt. People just don't have the patience to do that. I don't know why. I mean, maybe I grabbed the tether as green, but maybe, I don't know if no, I wasn't too late, but... Fuck me. People have no patience with that fight. It just wastes time more than anything. But anyway, whatever. Well, Matt Aramir, Alphano said you would be joining us. It would seem the Griffin's double was telling the truth, insofar as we found nothing resembling a sizable cache of crystals in the masked camp. Did you perchance find one in Zaharak? Actually. Right, we've got it again. Let's try this again. I don't believe it, the crystals have been filial, all of it, it's just, I don't know what it is. I will do this cutscene after, but I'll continue just in case. I sympathise, Ida. Even now I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have granted a final chance to speak with her. It was bittersweet, aye, but also affirming. Alphano, I believe it's past time Ida and I rejoin the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Yep, there we are. Right, fuck me. Let's try this again. Hello, everyone. Whoa. Fuck me. So we've got Silverback, Sarifuma. I'm going to say to that Kayla. Oh, never mind, I was about to ask. So these two healers. I'll do it the lazy way. And back to this. I mean, you saw the first phase, that went quite well, so I soaked up the damage with the healers, and then the main tank went off, and then the main tank drew back to the middle. We only had, I think, 1 death, not bad at all. Then the second phase is a clusterfuck, but yeah. You can't die because you lose your debuff. So green debuff is, I think, magical damage resistance, but you're more susceptible to physical damage, and then orange is the opposite way around. Abandonings. Oh, I do not want to. I'm just happy to just spend as much time doing this shit as possible. I've got nothing to do today. I've got all day. That's right. I don't think can I look at Party Finder at the minute? I can't, because I looked at it, if it was yesterday or the day before. You get to filter it through. It might allow me to easily get it, but I'll just ask. Duty Finder or Party Finder? Let's see what's best. I mean, I might give it a go that way. I might be able to extend the playthrough a bit longer. By being able to just like filter it through. I'll give it a go. Because I would rather do everything I have left, but we'll see. Because I mean, with the duty finder, I mean, can't check, but of course I've got this, I've got Zervan, I've got Nidhogg, and then I've got the 12 Alexanders, and then we're done. I do have the Binding Call of Bahamut, might be able to do them as well, I don't know. Because as I said, I'm in no rush to finish it. There's 10 main quests left, but... God, no one's joining. So, well, basically, what's happening is people are doing the duty finder. They're trying to get a randomised set of battles. They're getting this one, then they're like, nope, and don't want to do it because they're pussies. Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do. They did all Heaven's Ward X trials on DF blind whilst on the free trial. We're not even pulling anyone else. But this guy has Japanese, English, French, and well, I cannot think, Danish maybe? Surely not. I don't know. I know FF16 is gonna have Italian for the first time. The problem is now I'm in this, I can't continue like the quests and stuff because I'm stuck in this, and now I don't know what to do in terms of the stream. Just not getting anyone else. Oh, it's German, so the D just means Deutschland then. At least we get to listen to the FF6 battle theme in the background. I mean, they're just chatting away now, but not really much to do. I'm going to take my bike out. I can't really leave. Just have to see what the fuck's gonna happen. It's the only problem with this. I feel like once Sephiroth is done, the other two major duties won't be too bad. And then Alexander, I don't know what they're like yet, but I'll be back whenever this is ready. I just realised I've got a question as well. I was checking on my phone to see if it thingied. Oh god. The sooner I get this done, the better. You are first to leave a match party before duty is complete. You are first to leave a pre-form party in less than 10 minutes. Let's go. Yeah, fucking Jesus Christ. It's ridiculous. Just wasting my damn time trying to get into this shit. Ah, there we go, during that Seraphimo. Do it specifically like that. We could do this in the background. Well, mate Aramir, Alphino said you would be joining us. Oh wait, hang on, yeah, we did all this bit. We get to the bit where it cuts off. There we are. I don't believe it. The crystals, Minfilia, all of it. It's just, I don't know what it is. I sympathise, Ida. Even now, I struggle to comprehend that which I saw. The only thing I can say with any certainty is that I feel blessed to have been granted a final chance to speak with her. It was bittersweet, aye, but also affirming. Alphino, I believe it is past time Ida and I rejoin the Scions. We have been away for far too long. Though I am loath to leave the Griffin to his own devices, I feel our investigation would benefit from your more dispassionate perspectives. And I hope that we might in turn offer our own opinions on the many challenges that you have faced in our absence. Gods, it's been absolutely ages, hasn't it? I can't wait to hear about everyone's adventures. We should be glad to recount them, and Tataru's tales may well surprise you. Ida, Ralgo be praised, it is you. Ida, alive and standing here before me in the flesh. I can hardly believe my eyes. Oh, come now. Has it really been so long you don't remember me? It's Gundebold. I fought beside your father in the Revolution. Do not think less of her, friends. It's been 20 years since the occupation sent us our separate ways, but the Resistance were always welcome in Little Alamigo. They gave us hope, and young Ida most of all. Aye, Ida here was always full of fire. Ever the first to volunteer for a mission, until the day she up and vanished, that is. There were rumours, and we feared the worst, but here you are, alive and well, looking nary a day older. Well, what can I say? I'm sorry for running off like that and making you all worry. It's a long story, but you see, I got involved with my friends here, the Scions. Oh, sorry. We were still the Circle of Knowing back then. Right, anyway. I wanted to come back and tell you, but it was all very secretive stuff at the time, and as you can see, I'm completely fine. I know we've got a lot to talk about, and we will, but right now I've got to hurry back to our headquarters. My friends are expecting me. Pray forgive her. It's been a very long day for us all. I promise we will visit again at the first opportunity. Let us return to the Rising Stones. You actually get to see the actual people that are trying to join through the party finder. Hells take me for giving you that mask. So we've got these two again. Oh, you can actually speak to them. Hello. God. There's so much locked shit in here. Right. Welcome home, Aramir. I trust your journey was uneventful. You'll be pleased to hear that Frankfurt has secured the crystals. He sent word a short while ago. Once he has delivered them safely into the Temple Knight's care, he will rejoin us here, and we can declare this matter any officially resolved. While awaiting your arrival, I took the opportunity to contact Ishtola and Kryl, and briefed on all that has occurred. I also requested that they return to the Rising Stones at their earliest convenience. Now that our lost friends have been found, it would seem meet to discuss the future.
Back in the solar. It's been too long since we were all together like this. Not since after Moonbreeder.
Much has changed since then. We ourselves, most of all.
Though not all who were lost could be gathered here today, we may take comfort in the knowledge that those who are not are carrying on the fight.
While I am grateful to our friends in the north for their hospitality, it isn't half good to be back.
But, as Papalima rightly said, much has changed since we last stood here. The scions of the Seventh Dawn are not as they once were, nor should we be. Our travels in the north brought us into contact with a host of fine and generous people, and their selfless deeds serve to show me that it is not lofty causes that should inform our actions, but our hearts. And I hope that the scions might continue in this manner, as individuals driven by individual principles. Provided we all sincerely desire to work towards Eorzea's salvation, I believe the paths we follow to achieve it need not, and should not, be dictated by any single ideal.
Companions bound by a common purpose, free to go whither they will. The idea is not without merit. Very well. I shall resume my research of the primals and the elder gods of Eorzea. Should anyone have need of my findings, you need only ask. I should be glad of your continued assistance.
Well, my main purpose in coming here was to see the signs of the Seventh Dawn restored and my dear friend found. Nevertheless, having involved myself in your struggles, I feel compelled to see them through to the bitter end. For Minfilia's sake. That is, if there are no objections.
You will always be welcome here, Cryle.
Urianger, can we trust you to carry on your investigation of the Ascians as before?
Regardless of mine own desires, I am undeserving of your trust, having so villainously deceived you all.
Now, I'll hear no more of that. It would be disrespectful of Minfilia's wishes. She entrusted matters here to us, that we might protect this star and understand the truth which hides at her heart.
Oh, someone joined. That's 4. Oh shit.
Very well. Then out of love for my Lady Minfilia and Moonbreeder both, this shall be my solemn charge.
Just put hello.
Papalima and I should probably return to Thunderland to keep an eye on the Resistance. There's still the matter of the Griffin and the Amalja, not to mention the new Imperial Viceroy. That little lot must be worthy of our attention, right?
And what will you do, Alize?
You know I have no great love for organisations and formalities. That being said, this new approach you propose is wholly objectionable, and we've always got him to keep us from bickering. But I will suffer no titles. I am not here for House Leveilleur, nor to walk in Grandfather's shadow.
Upon that point we see eye to eye. If it please you, you may think of me as but another comrade in arms.
Well then, Alfie, I for my part shall see to the paperwork and the finances with my characteristic aplomb.
I would not have it any other way, Tataru. And we mustn't forget you. What now for the Warrior of Light?
To strive for those we have lost, for those we can yet save. There we are.
Indeed.
The path behind us was fraught with hardship, and the path before us will be no less unforgiving. But a new dawn shall break over the realm, and I see before me the faces of those who will deliver it.
Nice little thing there. Look at the Maramir, the signs of the seventh dawn. Look how far we've come. The people we've met, the moments we've shared, the losses we've suffered, the tragedies we've overcome. All of it has made us who we are today. Where we go from here and what the future holds, only the 12 know, but I know that we will find out together.
One world's heroes are another world's villains. One world's loss, another world's gain. Where men go as one, there is life. And where there is life,
Nine more quests left after this.
My friends, if I may, I would ask that you entrust Tupsimati to me. Clouds gather upon the horizon, and as Master Louisoix's disciple, I would keep it close at hand. Thank you. I shall guard it well. There is cause to hope. For every ending, every parting, marks a new beginning.
Yeah, boy. Party Finder isn't really working out, to be fair. There we go. Ooh. Well done, brother. Oh, it's tart upon. Brilliant, that twat. Hi. Fucking shit, that was wrong. Of course, that one knows Tartarpom. I literally mentioned them. Anyway, you may resume your noble duties and rejoin the others. The coming battle shall be our greatest yet, and I intend to stand with you all on that glorious day. So I'm going to assume these last 9 missions are going to be centered around this. True believers so readily led. I have given them everything they desired, all for which they have prayed. I doubt you can say the same for your pawns. Get what you wanted then? Was it all worth it in the end? They were some unexpected developments, but they were ultimately to our advantage. Be it host to a survey of light and dark, a world bereft of equilibrium is but a void in waiting. And a void is of no use to my master. I shall follow her emissary with great interest. As for the pawns whom ye so pity, they have delivered unto me a gift, which I do now present to you. Oh god. The two Nidhogg eyes. The eyes of Nidhogg. Many were the candidates considered, but by your deeds you have proven yourself the most deserving. A man of boundless rage and bottomless despair. In those breasts beats a heart which thirsts for vengeance. Only you are fit to wield those eyes for weal or for foe. Sorry, I don't mind. So it's here all along. Oh, hello again. Oh, just you wait, my pretty. You and I are going to have so much fun. Ba ba ba. Aramir, it's just a hero I wanted to see. Would you mind doing me a small favour? I need you to meet at the Diamond Forge. This won't take long, I promise. Are you sure? So we need 4 DPS. Things are approaching 2 hours, but if I can get into a party for thingy, then I'd rather just continue, but we shall see. Do 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 do. I'm sorry to drag you away from your duties, but as I said, this won't take long. I just need you to stand perfectly still for a few moments. Right, everyone, ready to go to work? No squirming now, when you might want to close your eyes. They're all finished. The warrior of light's every measurement, from heroic head to intrepid toe. Oh, wouldn't you like to know? All in good time, Aramir, all in good time. Aha, found you. Alphino wants everyone in the solar for a meeting. I don't know what it is about, but you seem to think it was very important. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. I'm gonna have to just end this stream very soon. I'm not getting into the thing anyway, but it is what it is.
We're here. Did we miss anything?
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Urianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the warriors of darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear. No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede he might struggle to balance his new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. Have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness! You're... Help! I need some help here!
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. Ah, but I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan resistance. I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
It's going to be Wilrod, as I said.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumour has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Lim-Salaminsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours. Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive. You will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emeric and encourage him to send an envoy. To Taru, Kryl, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
I suspect the ill tidings from Girabania will be held as a turning point. The beginning to a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. 'Twas Master Louis Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
Well, I mean, it's nice of the person there to have said that, but I'm running out of time. Don't have enough time to do them, so I feel like I'm just going to end the post game at this point. There isn't much left, so I'm going to go to Ishgard and I'm going to end it there. So thank you for watching this episode of my playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV within the Final Fantasy Marathon, and in the next episode I'll be continuing the post game to the point where I will be attempting to stop the Griffin's plans of war. But until then, hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next episode.